What is going on, guys? Rogue Hero here. So, a lot of you guys asked to bring my deck profiles, so that's what I'm doing. Bring you guys my hero profile for the May 2021 format. I'm going to do my deck profile a little differently. I'm just going to show you guys the deck list first, go over choices next, go into the side deck, some combos, and a couple of questions about the deck. Alrighty, guys. So, like I said, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's begin. It's a 43 card main deck. Starting off, we run 3 Stratos, 2 Shadow Mist, 1 Liquid Soldier, 1 Solid Soldier, 1 Honest Neos, 1 Dusted Gold, 1 Celestial, 1 Dynatag, 2 Malicious, Plasma, 2 Vion, 2 Increase, 3 Ferris, 3 Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, 3 Fusion Destiny, 3 Super Polymerization, 3 Mass Change, 1 Poly, 1 Miracle Fusion, 1 A Hero Lives, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Dark Calling, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Emergency Call, 3 Cosmic Cyclones. Now, most card choices people are going to ask me, Chris, what's going on with the Fusion Destiny? Why do you play Fusion Destiny engine? Well, for starters, if you guys have been living under a shell, the Fusion Destiny engine is very powerful. It allows the deck to just search anything you want in your deck. It allows you to grab first turn Dark Lodges by Fusion Destiny and a bunch of other combos that the card has for you as far as setting up Dark Law plays, OTKs, things of that nature. Other quirks I run over a lot of the most popular builds. 3 Super Poly. The Omni Hero is an amazing way for this deck list to come back. Without Super Poly, this deck really wouldn't be able to function. Like, there's literally a good play I'm gonna show you guys later. If you open up Fusion Destiny and Super Poly, you have a guaranteed Dark Law with any out to your opponent's board because you have the Liquid Soldier ready for this Super Polymerization. Like, little cool player interactions like that is very good. As far as my emergency call ratio, I know that's really important. Some people might ask me, Chris, why don't you run 3? 3 is better. And I'm not denying that. Whatever works for you guys works for you. I'm a little quirky with my deck list. I like to run 1, reason being, I personally believe with having 3 Stratos in my main deck, because some people like to run 2 Stratos for whatever reason. I don't understand why. I'm much rather drawn to the Stratos than drawn to the E-Call. E-Call is good, however, it can break once you want to run out of your resources. So I think 3 Stratos is optimum in my personal opinion. Some people disagree, but hey, I'm different from most players. So yeah, with that being said, I like 3 Stratos. This current list has gone X1 at 3 locals so far, but you guys know me, I've always done good at locals with heroes. It's just this format, for you guys know, is really difficult. 3 Ash Blossom is the only hand trap you need in the deck, mainly due to the fact that you main deck Super Poly, so that's 3 outs to an opponent's board versus not having 9 hand trap. Now you can go the heavy hand trap route. Once again, this is for I built my deck list catered to my region. There's a lot of back row heavy decks in my region. A lot of people don't really run decks that lose to hand traps like that, which is why Super Poly, Ash Blossom is in here. 3 Cosmic Cyclones is in here as well. Some people might ask me, why don't I run Twin Twister? I run this because when you go against Eldritch, you want to banish your back row cards, which I feel like is very important. And so yeah, this is player preference. I noticed in the format as well, a lot of players run Cosmic Cyclones over Twin Twister. Some people might mainly side deck Twin Twister. So now these Cosmics could be maybe taken out for a 40 card main deck. However, I feel like with the way I have the deck list now, there's not too much changing I can do to it, because literally, for example, the Destiny Hero engine, right? When you look at the Destiny Hero engine, it's a 5 card engine. I don't want to take out a card. I don't want to add a card. I feel like this card is optimum. Speaking of this engine I have in here, a lot of people ask me, Chris, why do you run Celestial over your other heroes, like the Draw Hand or the one that adds himself back? I like Celestial because of one reason. that little effect right there that says banish him and another Destiny hero to draw 2. You guys will laugh when I tell you how many games this has saved my butt. Literally, whenever you run out of targets to dump with your Vision Hero Vion, he's always a good target for you. You can banish him on the next turn to draw. When you Fusion Destiny and burn your opponent for 1600 with Dystopia, you can draw. I mean, there's just a lot of good things you can do. I like to draw. This allows heroes to have a better grind game than most other decks of the meta. And I think, honestly, everything else in Heroes is... I do know when the hero deck list on Gabriel Zombarai channel, shout out to his channel, awesome channel by the way. Him and his buddy, I guess they topped an extravaganza and they used a 1 increase. I personally still like 2 increase. I feel like 1 increase is not optimum. 2 is good because if you open up the 1 increase, that really screws your grind game. And I know math and it's a small chance that you may or may not open it. However, with that being said, like, I've been playing this deck for over a year and I never found 2 increase to be bad, so I'm not going to change it up now because someone else has a different preference to me. So that's why I run at 3. Ferris at 3, staple. This is honestly the most important card of the deck. And a lot of people always ask me, Chris, do you need a Dusted Gold? Yes, you need a Dusted Gold because a Dusted Gold makes the deck literally, without Bane and Dusted Gold and giving you more extender plays, this deck is very limited. So yeah, if you don't have them or don't want to pay for them or can't afford them, adding more hand traps to the main deck will be optimum. I've been explaining my ratios on Shadow Mist a lot. 2 seems to be the normal amongst most hero players. And then you just need 1 liquid. Some people try out 2. 2 is good as well, but I like 1 and 1. That's just my preference. And it's been doing me good. Like, honestly, I'm really satisfied with this monster lineup. And as far as the extra deck, so 1 Sunriser, 1 Shining, 1 Ab-Zero, 1 Great Tornado, 1 Escurito, 1 Gaia, 2 Darklaw, 1 Bane, Dangerous, Dystopia, Starving Venom, 2 Cross Crusader, 1 Dread Decimator. Now you guys may be wondering, Chris, why don't you run the Wonder Driver? I like Wonder Driver, however, there is some good combos with them. I personally never use them when I play. I'd much rather have Dread Decimator, giving me more pushing damage for game and boosting damage with Dystopia. So, like I said, I've tested it. It just doesn't work for me, so I don't like it. Some people, I guess, are starting to run one of these now. You need to, like... you need to, like, literally. So, if I were in one of these, right? Yeah, a lot of games I might only use it once, but in the grind game, 2 helps your grind game out. I feel like the reason a lot of hero players lose is because they don't know how to play the grind game out. So you need 2 of these, man. No exceptions, because if they negate 1, you want to have a second one to go off with and continue your combo play. Starving Venom for super poly target, and then the rest of it, like I said, Dystopia, this is for OTKs. Dangerous for your Fusion Destiny 1 card Darklaw. Bane because he's Bane. Like I said, 2 Darklaw. Sometimes I want the 3rd one, but it hardly comes up. And I run all of the heroes. Ab-Zero, Gaia. This is mainly for my local meta. There's not a lot of really Grand Module players, but even Grand Module, they try to end on Abyss Dweller and or the Earth one. So I just Ab-Zero and Gaia for that. But yeah, for the most part, this is good. And then you guys can always side deck the Fire Hero. Alright guys, so next up in this video, I'm going to go over some cool combos you guys can do with the deck. Go over some side deck strategies and things of that nature. So you guys stay tuned. Alright guys, time for the side deck portion of this video. Shoutouts to the Nibiru token. I freaking hate Nibiru. Okay, so side deck is 1 Imperial Order. Currently, this is going to get replaced with a Harpy's Feather Duster. But however, if you don't want to run Feather Duster for whatever reason, you run the 1 of Imperial Order. It's really good going first and making Darklaw, knowing you're playing as a spell heavy deck. I do want Feather Duster for those back row heavy decks like Prank Kids though. 1 Red Reboot for the heavily back row decks. I will usually side out my 1 E-Call for this. Really good against Prank Kids, Altergeist, things like that. 3 Solemn Judgments. Now a lot of people use side in and out for your deck. So usually when I side in Judgments, typically it's for when I go first against non-back row heavy decks. And I'll side out the Cosmic Cyclones for the Solemn Judgments, and that does me pretty good. And also I'll do the same thing with the hand trap. So for example, side deck 3 Drows and 3 Nibs and 2 Skullmeisters and 2 Ghost Bells currently. Typically, if I know my opponent's playing Dragon Link, for example, I will take out the Cosmic Cyclones because they're not typically siding in back row to try to beat me. They're usually siding in hand traps for the hero deck. So I'll side out the Cosmic Cyclones, add them in here. Or if I have to side in multiples, for example, 2 Skullmeister, 2 Ghost Bells, I'll take out 3 Cosmics and 1 E-Call or 1 Rhoda, depending on how I feel. And the same and vice versa. Or if I have to side in, like, say, 3 and 3, so 3 and 3 it is. Typically, I'll side out Cosmics, I'll side out the Rhoda, the E-Call, maybe Plasma, depending on if I'm going first or second. There's really a lot of variables on how when I really side deck. And that's pretty much it with the side deck in detail, because I usually side deck a lot of hand traps. But mainly when I'm side decking, I side out my Cosmic Cyclones, and I'm siding out my E-Calls and Rhodas and Plasma. And if not Plasma, maybe 1 Fusion Destiny. And the reason why I do that, guys, once again, and I can't stress this enough, heroes have a lot of consistency as it is. So typically when you're siding out searchers like E-Call or Rhoda, for example, you're not really missing it because you have Stratos, you have Ferris, and you still have Fusion Destiny to combo off. Alright guys, so next up I'm going to do over some actual hero combos and address some things and questions you guys had about the hero deck as a whole, so y'all stay tuned for that. Alright, starting out the combo portion of this video for you newcomers to the deck. 1 card, Dark Claw, really simple with Fusion Destiny. You play your Fusion Destiny, you send your Shadow Mist, and you also send your Mally to bring out your... Where is he at? You're dangerous. You banish Mally, bring back Mally. You link these 2 off into Cross Crusader. Use Cross Crusader's effect. Bring back Dangerous in defense mode. You want to bring him back in defense mode because he's the biggest booty. Tribute for your effect. And remember, you guys have not normal summon yet. You grab your liquid, normal summon liquid. Bring back Shadow Mist, and at there you got your mass change in order to combo off the play. And you guys see right here, if you open up Fusion Destiny with like Super Poly, for example, you have a field of a Super Poly target with a mass change with a Shadow Mist. Alright guys, and for one of the best opening hands the deck can have is a hand of E-Hero, Solid Soldier, Stratos, and Ferris. This is going to get you your nifty Dark Claw Plasma combo first turn. And of course, if you open up these with combination of a Super Poly and or a hand trap, you're usually in a good position. So you're going to start the combo off by activating your Solid Soldier effect to special summon your Stratos. Stratos is going to use his effect to add a Shadow Mist to your hand. Now you're going to go ahead and activate your Vision Hero Ferris, pitching your Shadow Mist to the graveyard, bring himself out using his effect, of course, to send increase to the back row. Now, of course, since this is a no F Givens Nibiru Attraction combo, tribute over your tribute over your Ferris for your increase, activate your increase effect to bring out your Vion, activate your Vion effect to dump your Mally, activate your Vion's effect again to banish to add polymerization from your deck to your hand. So we're going to go ahead and add that poly right now. Perfect. Now, typically at this point, we have like an amazing full combo. So I like to go ahead and tribute off increase and Vion to go ahead and bring out your Dread Decimator. Not Dread Decimator, what am I saying? Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader's effect, bring back Mally, tribute Mally. You're going to go ahead and search out your Plasma because we definitely need Plasma in hand to start doing these combos off. And so we go ahead and grab that Plasma right now. Now, like I said, we're in a good position. So we have Plasma in our hand. We haven't used Mally yet. We're going to go ahead and banish our Mally now and use them. Reason being, because if we don't use our Mally now, we don't want to bring out Sunriser and eventually go into Mally. But it really doesn't matter. It depends on if you have the liquid play or not. You can just get Mally out the way now. I just like to get it out the way. You can go ahead and play your polymerization now. You can get rid of Mally and then get rid of your Solid Soldier. Really doesn't matter. So you're gonna go ahead and bring out your Sunriser now. Go ahead and bring out that Sunriser. Sunriser is gonna activate his effect to search out a Miracle Fusion, and don't forget to activate your Solid Soldier to special summon back your Shadow Mist. So off the Sunriser, we're gonna go ahead and activate your Miracle Fusion. Solid is gonna kick in, bring out Shadow Mist, activate his effect to bring back Mass Change. and we've used our poly. And you guys can see at this point, we just continue to go because we have really good plays. So we're gonna go ahead and play your Miracle Fusion now to banish your Mally and your Solid Soldier to bring out your Escurito. This is the main reason I run Escurito, and honestly, not only because it's a super poly target, but because he's needed for this combo, because I don't really have another elemental hero monster to target with. And then at this point, you're gonna tribute over 3 for Plasma. You're gonna get rid of this 3. And bam, off of 3 cards, you guys have Dark Law on board with Plasma and Sunriser. So this is honestly literally the best combo in the deck. And typically, if you resolve this, 90% of the time you win, unless your opponent has like Lightning Storm. Alright guys, for the final portion of the video, you guys notice I left my combo up from the last portion because this is, portion is fairly simple, and this is pretty much, you guys were asking me, because I did ask you guys in my community tab, what questions do you guys have for this deck, and you guys were asking me essentially, how do you play through Nibiru? How do you play through Droll? How do you play through like back row? Well, I can definitely tell you guys with the hero deck, playing through Nibiru is very simple. You have to play like your opponent does not have Nibiru. What do I mean by that? Meaning, the way I play the deck is, I'm gonna play my hand out, and if they have the out, they have the out. If they have their side deck card or their main deck Nibiru, you're destined to lose anyway. A lot of players in the meta game right now, they have shifted to taking Nibiru out of the main deck. Some people still like it in the main deck, some people don't like it in the main deck. Typically what I would do if I'm fearing Nibiru, if I open up in like a god tier hand, like if I open like, for example, Mass Change, and I open up like Ferris, and I know I can go full combo, but I still have a good hand because I have hand traps. Sometimes I'll just sit on Ferris and a Mass Change and a Stratos, and I'll just pass depending on what they have. Now, if I do get Nibiru, obviously when you're going full combo, you never want to overextend. So like it all depends on the type of hand you have, because maybe you don't have a 3-card hand I just showed. Maybe you might have Mass Change, so you don't need to waste your solid to bring back Shadow Mist. You can really limit your plays and just try to make it less summons as possible, so that way you always want to leave yourself a play. Essentially, make sure you guys always try to save your Fusion Destiny for the last thing to use. Try to always save your Miracle Fusions as well, especially when you do it off of the Liquid Soldier, so that way you can try to have a recovery play, come back and win. And also, a Dusted Gold is a good way to come back off of getting Nibiru'd as well, because if you get Nibiru'd, full combo, if you have a way to search a Dusted Gold, bring out Bane, pop the Nibiru token, and try to continue your onslaught. I've done it a lot, and it's won me a lot of games. People also ask me, hey Chris, if I'm too poor or just don't want to pay for a Dusted Gold, what should I do? I've always tell people add more hand traps to the deck. That adding hand traps is the best thing you can do with a card like this, because this card is irreplaceable, so more hand traps should be justified. And as far as playing through Droll and Lockbird, that's why cards like Fusion Destiny is very important, because if you know you're trying to go full combo, let's say you go Ferris and you get stuck mid combo Ferris, you do your increase, you dump your Vion dumps Shadow Mist, Search, Honest Neils, right? And your opponent goes Droll and Lockbird. So now you just wasted a Vion dump to dump Mist to search out something, your opponent goes Droll and Lockbird. You can literally go Fusion Destiny, send Celestial, send whatever, bring out Dystopia, burn your opponent for 16, and you can banish your Mally, bring your Mally to field, link summon into Cross Crusader, bring Dystopia back, and now while you can't search, you still have a beefy field to deal with. And if you have another monster on the board, you can link summon again into Dread Decimator, so that way you can at least have Dystopia, Dread Decimator to pop. But once again, this is only doable if you open up Fusion Destiny. A lot of playthrough combos, like playing through back row and things, it's made possible to do the cards like Fusion Destiny and the Dusted Gold. Reason being, they give you guys more extenders to play with. Like the perfect hand you guys want to open to play through back row specifically is like a Stratos. Let me see, like a Stratos, a Ferris, and let's say a Shadow Mist, for example, right? Let's say I'm sitting on 3 back row. Let's say my opponent has like 2 back row pass. What I love to do all the time, guys, I literally just like to go the full Ferris combo, have about 2 or 3 monsters on the board, and I'll waste my normal summon on Stratos and use a second effect to pop back row. Now, his second effect does not target, meaning if they don't respond immediately, they're screwed, and they're going to lose all their back row. I win a lot of games like that. So you can literally sit on your full combo, go through their back row with Stratos, and then continue your combos and go off and attack for game, depending on if you have like Fusion Destiny in your hand, polymerization, things of that nature. But yeah, man, this is my hero deck profile in detail. If you guys have any more questions or concerns, feel free to post them in the comment section down below. I think I've went over everything to do for the hero deck in this video. Like, I did a lot of planning for this video, at least a week, just to gather my thoughts together about what type of content I was going to put in this video. I still don't even know how long it's going to be, but I definitely could say this is the best build of heroes I've played for myself. And I truly believe in like heroes being one of those decks. It's anti-meta. It's going to vary per your region. So if you notice, for example, in your area, people don't play a lot of back row heavy decks, Cosmic Cyclone is probably not going to be needed. I mean, let's face the fact, guys, we're at locals right now. There is no big events going on, so there's no reason to stress out which build is better. But I definitely could say right now, trending wise, Super Poly with Fusion Destiny is the way to go. And I've been on that bandwagon for a while, so I'm glad a lot of hero players are starting to catch on to it. And as far as the side deck, like I said, like Ghost Bell, Skull Monsters, like those are mainly for like dinosaurs, praying kids, any decks that were resolver in a graveyard. You typically want to Skull Monster the dinosaur when they use their Miscellaneosaurus. But other than that, man, everything's straightforward. This is for Dragon Link once again. This is for anything that spams. This is for when you go first. This is for you go to back row. And this is for when you go first. So yeah, man, post your thoughts and opinions about the deck in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here and subscribe for more. It's your boy Rogue Hero, and I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next video.